Good morning, everybody. My name is Jared O'Leary. I've been drumming since 1998, and I still got plenty to work on. Today, I'm going to be practicing diddle timing. It's a fantastic exercise that helps you work on your diddle timing, hence the name. Wow, super original. Now, in all these almost 500 practice streams, you can find timestamps in the description to show what I was practicing and see all the raw, unfiltered mistakes and how I'm trying to fix them, as well as what kind of question I'm answering from the different chats that I have up on my other monitor. Because I have almost 30 years of experience drumming, and I have a bachelor's, master's, PhD in music education, I'll get questions about how to get better as a performer or how to get better as an educator, and I will often edit those answers and put them in this drumming tips playlist that has over 16 hours of drumming Q&A. The first thing that I talk about is whatever the title is, like this one is how to fix traditional grip slicing, and then if it says and other drumming tips, that means there are more topics in there. Just use the timestamps in the description to jump to them, just in case the title doesn't interest you, something else might interest you that is inside of that. Now, I am going to warm up, but before I do that, I'm going to get motivated here with Shia LaBeouf. Shia LaBeouf is going to help me to get ready to work on my diddle timing. Need the motivation, Shia? Do it! Just do it! Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow, so just do it. Make your dreams come true. Just do it. Some people dream success, while you're gonna wake up and work hard at it. Nothing is impossible. You should get to the point where anyone else would quit, and you're not gonna stop there. No, what are you waiting for? Do it! What's he doing? Do it! Yes, you can! Just do it! I don't know what he was holding. If you're tired of starting over, stop giving up. Oh wow, Shia LaBeouf. Everybody's tired of starting over. One more flex for good luck. Now, on my home tab of YouTube, there are thousands, plural, of free drumming exercises and lessons, etc., tips. You can find it organized neater than I can on my home tab of YouTube by going to the link that's at jaredoleary.com/drum. That takes you to here. There's 80 chop exercises. My favorite of these playlists in here is actually the shopping spree one. I think there's 29 shopping sprees in there. There's actually more, so stay tuned. I haven't finalized some of them. There's over 1,000 grid variations. 2 days ago, oh, wow, what happened there? 2 days ago, I was working on Flam Drag on one triplet grid, but there's a bunch more that, because there's over 1,000 of them. And there's triplet, 16th note, and then some wacky ones like tap only grid or herd to grid or whatever. Yesterday, I was practicing limb independence. This is where you can find all of that stuff. Every single one of these playlists links to this one, how to develop limb independence on the drum kit. So check that out if that interests you. There's almost 500 marching bass exercises. I highly recommend focusing on the timing exercises while marking time. Once you get all those down, then check out the splits timing. It simulates practicing with a bass line by yourself. It's a really helpful set of exercises. Then there's some drumline cadences. There's a bunch of them. They're all in score format if that interests you. There's over 200 sight reading exercises. These are one of the many members first videos, the 600 plus of them, which means that they're all scheduled to release for free. But because I've got over 600 videos that are scheduled to release for free, these come out in November of 2026, so over a year from now. So stay tuned for those. They'll eventually come out, but if you want the early access, it's just 99 cents. Just press the join button under any one of my videos. There's over 400 technique exercises. I'm going to be practicing out of these today. And then here's where you can find over 16 hours of drumming tips. So this is the playlist that I showed at the beginning, the drumming tips ones. Here's where you can find all the live streams. And then here are some scripted lessons as well as some pad reviews that are not sponsored, etc. So check those out if those interest you. Now today I'm going to be warming up with and then playing and refining diddle timing. So this particular exercise is fantastic. Highly recommend it. I'm going to go with the bass version, but there's also the accent on 2, accent on 3, no accents, and then there's 16th note versions. I'm just doing triplet, and I'm doing this. Now the reason why is because my flam drags the other day, the diddles got a little wonky when I played them at 180. When I was doing a flam drag grid on 1, at 180, the flam drags got a little inconsistent with the timing, so I'm going to refine them today. So this exercise, the way it does work on that, your diddle timing, is it's actually going to do alternating, check right here. You're then going to play a diddle on one, but it's slurred out, then with normal interpretation, then with rush interpretation, and then with normal interpretation. And it repeats that for diddle on two. So slurred, normal, rushed, normal, and then diddle on three, slurred, normal, rush, normal. And again, each one of these lines starts with a check. And then finally, the synthesis, you just play normal interpretation of diddle on 1, 2, and 3. Why would you do that? Well, the purpose of this is to work on your interpretation and control of the diddle to make sure that you're not unintentionally slurring it out or rushing it, which is a tendency for a lot of the students that I've worked with over the years. So if you can develop control over it, make it so that you can intentionally play rushed or intentionally play slurred, then you'll be able to play it with much more control. Now, I'm going to just start at 40, which is the start of this particular play along, but you can go as fast as 200, every click in between. So whatever you want to work on for your speed, you do you. Here we go. So slurred diddle on one. Normal interpretation. There's so much space at this speed. It's a great way to really refine your interp. If you can play this at this speed with control, your rolls, your diddles will sound so much better at faster speeds. Stay relaxed on these accents though. Just pull them back. Don't like force it like that. This is diddle on 3, slurred. Thank you for the like. Oops. Talking always messes me up. I feel like I need to raise up this stand. I'm gonna hit this microphone. I gotta like lower my right hand diddles. At least it feels that way. Let's see if we can do it. In between. On the tap off. Here we go. Better. It looks like it's going in my nose. So you can smell what I smell. Enjoy. And the synthesis. Now, there's also a 5-stroke variation of this called 5-stroke roll timing. Highly recommend that if you need to work on your interpretation of your 5s. Same idea in terms of like slurred, normal, rush, normal, but it does it with 5-stroke on 1. Oops, talking's messed me up. A tap 5, and then outside 5s. I gotta stop talking. The hardest part about this is getting that second note. So the first tap, after each one of the transitions between slurred, normal, rush, or normal, that second note, really got to pay attention to that and focus on anticipating that timing change. So again, measure 2 is slurred, measure 3 is normal, measure 4 is rushed. The goal is to intentionally control the diddle timing. If you can control it, you can play intentionally in time instead of accidentally out of time. Thumb came off the stick. Whoops. Too relaxed. Almost went flying. My bad. So that transition, that second note, feels a little weird. Really gotta anticipate it. Here. Here. There. I was early when I said it. Sorry. So hard to talk and play. Especially talk and play monitor chats. Attention is divided. I'm gonna play this one more time, and then we'll stretch and massage, and then we'll continue the grind. Just going up one click at a time. What's diddle timing again? It's this exercise. So it takes a diddle on 1, diddle on 2, diddle on 3. Each one of the lines is each one of those. This is diddle on 1. This is slurred. Normal interpretation. And rushed. Into normal again. Interpretation. And now you do the same idea, slurred, normal, rush, normal, with diddle on 2. So you can play intentionally with the right interp. There's also variations for 16th notes and moving accent onto 2 or on a 3, or no accents. And then there's also 5-stroke variations to work on the timing for that. This is how you can get perfectly consistent diddles that you can control by playing this slow. It's really hard. Now, if we go back, this is where it's got the accent on 2, 3, or no accents. But then here at the bottom is where we've got 16th note version of this. So instead of playing it with triplets, thank you for the sub. I appreciate you. Instead of playing it with triplets, you can play the 16th note version if you want to work on your 16th note diddle interpretation. But there's also the 5-stroke variation. If we go back to the home tab and you scroll down to the technique section and you click on the header on any one of these different sections on here, click on the header. And then this is where you can find the diddle timing. But again, there's the 5-stroke variation, which is the 5-stroke roll timing variations. The exact same idea in terms of here's the triplet variations with accent on 1, 2, 3, no accents. And then here's a 16th note version of this. But for this one, it's going check, first measure, slurred out 5-stroke on 1, normal interpretation of 5-stroke, rushed interpretation, and then normal interpretation. Then you do that with tap 5s. You do that with outside 5s, and then the synthesis is just basically saying, hey, play this with normal interpretation for 5-stroke on 1, tap 5, and outside 5. And then this makes it so that you can intentionally control your diddles so you don't accidentally play them slurred or don't accidentally rush them, but can be consistent with them. So the whole point of this exercise is to refine that, make it so that you are in control of the interpretation of your diddles. But there's also some other exercises in the technique section that also help with that. Another really good variation is the roll timing variations. So if you go into the roll timing variations playlist, again, underneath technique, this has some different exercises that can work on that, as well as the roll interpretation exercises that are currently members first. But again, all of the 600 plus members first videos are scheduled to release. It just might literally be a year and a half from now before it comes out, but it'll come out. So you can either get it for 99 cents by just clicking the join button, 99 cents, or just wait. I promise. I don't have a paywall behind my content. But that's what those exercises are. Anyways, I'm going to stretch and massage, and then I'm going to get back into the diddle timing variation. So the first stretch that I'm going to do is going to stretch the sides of the forearm. So you pull in, you pull in, you push through. It looks really funny. It feels really good. Ooh-wee. To get out of the stretch, just go out the way that you came. If you do traditional grips or rotary motion grips like Steven's grip, you can rotate and hold to one end of the extreme, and then rotate and hold to the other end of the extreme. And then if you do, like I said, Steven's grip, do that with the other hand as well. But because I don't do those motions anymore, I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to stretch the underside of the forearm, so pulling back like this gently, don't pull hard, is going to stretch the underside. So you could do it like that. You could also do it on your pad, or if you do this on the wall, the lower you go, the deeper the stretch. But don't put all your weight into it. You don't want to rip your arms off. That would tickle. That feels good. Again, the lower you go, the deeper the stretch. Now I'm going to stretch the top side of the forearm. So you're just pulling back like this. You could do it like I did on the drum kit yesterday. Just do it on your legs. Or you could do this on your pad or a large mammal. Or you could do this on the wall. This one, the higher you go, the deeper your stretch. But again, don't put all your weight into it. You're just trying to stretch here. You're not trying to like do strength exercises or something. And final stretch is thumb to thumb. Goes twice as fast when you do it this way. It feels good. And then we're going to do a quick massage routine. And again, we're going from forearm to hand to fingers. Follow that path with your stretches and your massages. And you too can be 40 years old and still drumming with healthy hands. Ooh, ASMR. Enjoy that. Free of charge. You don't even have to be a YouTube member for that. Generous, I know. Oh, another one. Another one. Every day, your finger's going to feel a little bit different. So some days you're going to be like, wow, my index finger's tight. I need to spend more time with it. Other days you might be like, my pinky. Depends on what you've been doing the last 48 hours or so. Why, hello on the vertical. So now I'm going to massage. So I'm just working my way up and down the forearm. Just trying to relax everything. So my fingers are massaging underneath. My thumb is massaging on top. Then you can flip it over like this. You might, if you do like a rotary motion with traditional grip, you notice that your bicep moves up and down. It's not a strength thing. It's a speed thing. So you might need to massage your bicep, maybe even your triceps, or maybe even your shoulders, depending on, again, what you've been doing. Especially if you wear a carrier. Shoulders can get extra tight, and that tension moves down into the upper arm, which moves down into the lower arm, which moves down into your hands and fingers. It creeps its way through it. It's no good. All right, so now I'm going to massage the back of the hand with the fingers, and then the thumb is massaging the palm, just kind of working my way around. Then I'm going to massage the fingers, and then we'll get back into diddle timing, which again is a great exercise to work on slow. It's hard. If you play it at like 100 and above, it's way easier than playing it at 40. Like, super easy. Play it at 40 if you really want to improve, though. Final one is massaging base the tip of each one of the fingers. Do it at least twice, sometimes thrice, sometimes fourice. It depends on how your fingers are feeling. Just a quick little wiggle. Oh, ASMR. Enjoy. Okay, left hand's feeling good. Okay, right hand's feeling good. And now we're back on my home tab. This is where you can find over 16 hours of drumming tips. Like on these practice streams are basically office hours. I'm here to just improve, and if people have questions, then I answer the questions. And I will edit them and put them in here. There's over 16 hours of me responding to questions live on streams. There's also some drumming lessons. These are like scripted lessons. And then here's where you can find almost 500 of the live streams with timestamps in the description to show what I was talking about or what I was practicing. But if you want any of the thousands of free play-alongs, you can go to each one of these different sections and just click on the header. Like if you want to work on chop exercises, there's 80 of them in here. Bunch of shopping sprees, etc. There's over 1,000 grid variations. Again, just click on the header. I was working on this a couple days ago. But today I'm working on the technique section, and I'm specifically working in the diddle timing playlist right here. And I'm just doing the normal version, but there's plenty more that you can choose from to keep yourself entertained. So if you're just jumping in, again, this is working on controlling the interpretation of your diddles. So I'm intentionally going to play slurred out, normal, rushed, and then normal interpretations of each one of these diddles. Diddle on 1, diddle on 2, diddle on 3. Here we go. Because I'm playing this super slow, started at 40, it makes it so there's more space in between each of the notes, which makes it harder. Especially on those transitions, the second note after each one of the rhythm changes. I hope that you two are either playing along to this stream or are playing along to a play along, so you can practice with me. Rush that. Sweet. And we're going up one click at a time, but if you want to, you can jump to a different BPM. You can jump up, but going one click at a time really helps you to refine things. Yes, this is a drum. Congratulations. Nope, not a guitar. Sorry, you failed. Back to the beginning. Drum. Yay! Success. You're a guitar? A guitar that talks? What? That's cool. Or at least types. My wife has a couple guitars, but I don't think she has any that can type on YouTube chat. That's pretty impressive. Must be expensive. .47 beats a minute. That is my BPM, because, you know, Agent 47 is me. Doot, 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 doot. Don't know what language that is, so I'm gonna remove it. You're 27. Congratulations. I'm 7 billion. We're talking power levels, right? Trying to stay nice and relaxed on those accents. They're a little too heavy right now. Just need to pull back. Who's my favorite drummer? Me! Because he's the only drummer that I have any say over. And I like drumming. I like me. There's many other much better drummers out there that I also like. Who's your favorite? Besides me, of course. Travis Barker, he's actually the one that got me into drumming. Actually, I'll show you something. So I'll come back to this in a second. Click, boom. So if you go to this is my website. If you go to the publication section and you scroll down to the dissertation, which is called A Corpus-Assisted Discourse Analysis of Music-Related Practices Discussed Within chipmusic.org. It's a mouthful, I know. It's a lot, but inside of here you can actually get access to this. But inside of, not the abstract, inside of the acknowledgments, I actually thank Travis Barker. See, right here. Travis Barker. So he's the one that actually got me into the drumming. So that's funny that you mentioned that you like Travis Barker. Anyways, if you want to get nerdy, you can actually read the full dissertation for free. Here we go. 49. Actually, all the publications are available for free if anyone's interested in them. There's a link to them. Some of them are the preprint copy, so don't cite those. But it gives you a gist of what was in the final copy. Maybe minus a couple edits. Mike Johnston. Oh, the YouTuber? Am I thinking of the right person? I'm pretty sure I'm subscribed to him. He's got like a course. Maybe courses. I don't know. Yeah, I'm subscribed to a lot because I like to learn. Always more to learn. Getting the doctorate helped me realize how much there's more to learn about anything. Why, hello, look at all those drums. Oops, I started playing line 2. So sorry. Cha-cha-cha. Here we go, 51, faster than anyone's ever played anything, ever before. Breaking the sound barrier. Oh, wow. Too fast. I can't do it. Oh, off. Pretty sure we actually have Charmin, the toilet paper. Pretty sure it's Charmin. Ooh-wee. I love this exercise. It's so helpful. I like it. Dance break. A little off. Whoops. What brand of drum kit? So this one is a D drum, and the one over there is Pearl. So this one is my wife's kit, but it's prettier than mine. Mine's just like a black pearl export. So have that off camera. But hers, I play on camera. Nice. Ew. Better in the interp. Late. Yes, second note after transitioning from one rhythm to another, that's still inconsistent. Just basically need to like cut and paste like the rhythms rather than like kind of swoop into it. thank you for the sub. If you're looking for this exercise, by the way, it's under the home tab of my channel, under the technique section, diddle timing. But there are literally thousands more. So you're one step away from getting banned. Goodbye. Have fun. It's not the vibe of the stream, my dude. Family friendly. Sweet. We're now at 55. So the accents are still a little heavy. Gotta lighten them up. Just pull them back. The interp is much better though. More consistent. And it's getting just like slightly easier and easier as we're going faster. But when you start this one off at 40 like we did before we did the stretch and massage, it just makes so much space in between each one of these notes. It's so much harder to play than if you're doing this at like, I don't know, 140 or something. So the level of attention to the rhythms and those transitions between them is just much more difficult. Yeah, the taps are alright, but the second note is still a little off. So we'll keep refining that. Debating what I want to do to chop out. So like the last like 10 or so minutes, I'll just play fast. Otherwise the rest of it is just grinding, trying to improve. The more you focus on your technique And the stuff you're not good at, the better you get. Faster. Had too many students who would just focus on the stuff they already knew how to do, and they would not improve. Third note was slightly early. Whoops. What am I doing? I am refining the interpretation of my diddles by intentionally playing slurred normal, rushed normal. For diddle on 1, diddle on 2, diddle on 3. If you can control it to intentionally play slurred and rushed interpretations, then you can prevent yourself from doing those on accent. So this exercise is great for that. So last rep of just going up one click at a time, and then I'll show you what this looks like fast, and then we'll chop out for fun. Cool. So I'll play it for you fast so you can hear what it sounds like basically double the tempo that we were just at. So there's way less space in between each of the notes, which makes it significantly easier. So if you really want to work on your interp, play it slow. So a couple days ago, the reason why I was working on this is because when I played the flam drag grid at 180, the interp of the diddle was a little bit off. So I'm going to try this at 160. We'll see how it sounds there, just to collect some data and maybe even bump it up a little bit more to see where it's falling apart so I can figure out what to continue to refine next time. Let's try that again. How many years I've been playing? Since 1998. All right, so let's try it at 180, and it's gonna fall apart here, and that's totally normal. But I've taught every grade, kindergarten through doctoral student since then. Started teaching in 2003. Started drumming in 1998. Yeah, so the interp of that was better than it was when I was doing the flam drag grid. So yeah. When did I start drumming? Oh, that's funny. I got basically two of the same question around the same time. 1998 is when I started drumming. 8th grade. Okay, so I'm gonna go to the home tab. So this particular exercise, the diddle timing exercise, and all the variations you can find. Scroll down in the technique section. So for every one of these sections, for the different play alongs or for like the tips and lessons and whatnot, it's got over 16 hours of drumming tips in here. But if you click on here, the header for each one of the sections, it shows you all the different playlists. But the one that I was just working on was the diddle timing playlist. And then the 5-stroke variation is the exact same idea in terms of slurred normal, rush normal with 5 strokes. But if you also want to work on your interpretation of like your rolls instead of just individual diddles or 5 strokes, go to the roll timing variations, and there's several variations of exercises in there that can help you. Now, at the end of these streams, after I've just like grinded for like almost the last hour, I'm going to chop out. So there's a variety of ways that we could do that. We could do like grid variations. There's over 1,000 of those if you click on that. But I'm going to do a shopping spree. So under the chop section, if we click right here, I'm going to go into the shopping spree playlist. There are currently 29 shopping sprees inside of here. A bunch of old school Blue Devils ones, as well as like some newer stuff like RCC's Maury spree, etc. All of these have timestamps in the description to jump from to whatever BPM you want. I'm going to show you an older one. So this is the Velvet Knights 5/4 spree. So this one is an interesting one. It's 16th note, but you can start this one as slow as 20 beats a minute if you really want to. Every click all the way up to 160. We're going to start off at a nice 100, and I'm just going to jump up in tempo just to like chop out. And when I chop out, this gives me some data for some things that I can work on when I slow things back down again in 2 days from now when I do some more technique stuff, because tomorrow's going to be limb and independence. I like to alternate working on technique, working on limb independence. But here do we go. Too much talking. Let's hit drum. Whoops. It's a fun one, right? It's probably one of my favorite sprees. So this variation, because it's in grouping of 5 notes, and the way that it has the diddle on the 4th note in those groupings for the flam drag, the cheeses, and the flam 5s, these are actually called float variations, as in Tom Float, who is one of the people who signed the Tom Float sticks that are right there. Fun fact. Saw him at Disneyland many years ago, and I happened to have drumsticks in my backpack. And he signed his own sticks. It was pretty cool. But Tom Float used to teach the Blue Devils back in the day, as well as a lot of other groups. Velvet Knights. Cool. I think 1:30 is probably going to be my breaking point today. Stay tuned. We'll find out. Today's episode of Hit Things Fast. All right. 1:20. I need water. Water, help me. A word from today's sponsor, water. It tastes great. Use code Jared in the water shop. Almost spilled some. All right, here we go. 1:30. Wish me luck. Can we do it? I don't know. Too fast. It was fun though. I enjoyed it. Okay, cool. Stay hydrated? Yeah. I mean, I live in a desert, so that's extra relevant. Okay. This play along, if you want to play it faster, you can. I'm playing with the Hardeman hammers, double taped. They're extra heavy. I love it. So I can't play it faster than that today. But if you want to, you can go as fast as 160. If you want to find this particular shopping spree and thousands more of free exercises and drumming tips, over 16 hours of tips and whatnot, go to the home tab of YouTube. Just click on any of the headers and it shows you all the playlists. Like for the chop exercises, this is where you can find the shopping sprees that I was just working through. There's a bunch more. Stay tuned for more. There's over 1,000 grid variations in here for forward, backward, triplet, 16th note, wacky ones like hurt the grid, etc. Limb independence. This is what I'm going to be practicing tomorrow. For every one of these playlists, there's a video, the second video, that says how to develop limb independence on the drum kit, and it shows you step by step how to do that. It takes time, but you can do it. I've learned over 50 limb independence variations that I've done on these streams, and I'm working on 2 absurdly difficult ones tomorrow, where they're both 3/4 straight over swung patterns simultaneously. Stay tuned for that. It's difficult, but it's a fun challenge. Marching bass drum, there's almost 500 exercises inside of here. I'd highly recommend it, like skipping these splits variations, which are super cool, but focusing on these timing ones wall marking time. Once you get those down, then you can do the wacky stuff like the splits timing and whatnot. There's a bunch of drumline cadences and score format. There's over 200 sight reading exercises. There are over 400 technique exercises. Again, this is where I was working on diddle timing, was this one. And then there's 5-stroke timing, but if you want to work on stick control or roll exercises like triplet diddle, in the triplet diddle variations, there's 33 videos in there. So, keep you busy for a while. And speaking of, this is where you can find all of the drumming tips. There's over 16 hours inside of this first one. This is where I answer the questions on stream when people ask hey, how do I don't know, let's find one. Advice for first-year music majors. That's my edited response at the start of this video, and because it says and other drumming tips, that means there's more topics inside of there. But this one is how to prepare for auditions in a month, or how do you handle when life isn't fair with drumming, or how do you teach a drumline to blend in with the ensemble? There's a lot of different really cool topics that people have asked through the questions on the stream. So over 100 videos and over 16 hours of different tips inside of here from me, who's been drumming for almost 30 years and has taught every grade, kindergarten through doctoral students. So a range of different teaching and drumming experience. I'm going to call it here, but... Oh, I forgot to mention. These videos that say members first right here, like this one, whoop, they're all scheduled to release for free. Like this one comes out on Friday. But if you want early access to all 600 plus of them, just click the join button. It's 99 cents. That's the cheapest I can make it on YouTube to get the 600 videos, or just wait. I promise they're all coming out for free. Like all those 200 plus sight reading exercises they start coming out in November in 2026. So 13 months from now-ish. So stay tuned, or just click this, and then it's 99 cents, and you get early access to it. But my goal to, with all this content is to make it AdSense supported, which makes me about $1 a day for all these thousands of videos, literally. So, I'm rolling in dough. But if you enjoy these resources, just share it with somebody else. That helps me out. Some more people can use it, and then maybe I'll make $2 a day. Woo! Anyways, I'm going to call it here. I'm going to get ready for Ghost of Yote. It'll probably be about 15 or so minutes, and I'll jump on, and we'll go through that. So stay tuned. I appreciate everybody stopping in, and I hope you have a good rest of your day, and goodbye.